All right, today we're going to talk about creating Google Collections. Google Collections within your documents is kind of like if you're in your classroom and you have a bunch of papers and you file them into a hanging file folder and put them in your file cabinet. You can kind of do the same thing digitally within Google Docs. And what Google calls it is you create a collection. So by clicking on our red create button here, you can see all of our options of things that we can create, and we are going to create a collection today. So click on collection and a message box pops up where we need to name our collection, and we're just going to name it practice today. Click OK, and you'll see that under my collections I now have a collection called practice. And right now we are in that collection and there's nothing in here. So if I click back on my home button there, or home title there, you can see that all of my documents are within my home page. To place a document or one of your things into your practice collection, if you left click on it and hold it down and then drag it, and I just place it over the top of that collection and let go. Now if we go back to our practice collection, you can see that our practice document is now within that practice collection. If I click back to home, now you can see that practice is showing up on our home screen, and it's shared, and it's in the collection called practice. Now, since I've moved practice into a collection, if I don't want it to show up in my home screen anymore, if I put a check mark in the box, you can see that I end up with new menu items here. And right here where it says more, you can choose don't show in home. So if I click on that, then practice goes away and it's no longer in my home screen. Now the great thing about doing Google anything is that you can share your items. So even on collections, if I hover over our practice collection, you can see an arrow appears. If I click on that, brings up a menu, and I have an option to share. If I hover over share, another menu pops out and I can share it again. So I could click share on that, and now our share box shows up where I can change the privacy settings of my collection, or I could add people to share this with. Now if someone shares a collection with you, it will show up under this title right here where it says collection shared with me. Now notice that my arrow is pointing at my words. That means that there's something below it. So if I click on that, my arrow then turns downward and I have one collection shared with me, and it's called WGU. What's great is that instead of going in and sharing every single document within a collection with someone, if you put it into a collection and then share the collection, then all of those documents are shared with you. So it makes it kind of nice that way. So the suggestion that I make is that as soon as you start creating documents, you also create collections so that you can start placing these documents within a collection. Because as you can see, if you don't, you start getting document after document after document after document, and they all just hang out in your home spot here. So if you don't want them to be showing up in your home area and you want to clean that up, create collections, move them into the collections, and get them off of your home screen.